Welcome back to the dojo, y'all. Welcome back to the daily discussions. I'm glad you could make it. I'm glad you're tuning in. Topic of discussion for today. So what's the plan? What's the plan? This is a question that my father used to always ask me, like, when I wasn't working or when I wasn't doing anything productive. He's so like, son, what's your plan? What you plan on doing? How you going? How you gonna get to it? And the funny thing is, I never had an answer. I never had an answer because I don't plan. I don't plan anything. I'm just winging it through life. I'm just winging it. You know what I mean? I guess that's why I decided to call myself Hawk, Hawk, because I'm just winging it. I'm just winging it. But as I get older and as I live through life, I'm seeing that you gotta have a plan. Even if the plan ain't gonna work out, you need to have a focal point. You need to have a code of conduct. You need to have a modus operandi of what it is that you're gonna be doing, because if you don't have any direction, like you haven't plotted a course, right? Your ship is gonna sink before it can even leave out the bay. For real, man. Like, that's what I look at as success. Success is you're on a boat, right? You get on a cruise, you get on a boat or whatever, and y'all sail to a specific destination. If y'all don't make it to that destination, y'all fail, right? So when we going through life, we got to figure out how to navigate the twists and turns. We got to navigate the canals. We got to navigate the reefs. This is all type of danger when you're not focused and when you're not on your purpose, right? A ship that's sailing aimlessly is probably going to wind up at the bottom of the sea or on a deserted island. You know what I mean? So if you don't want that to happen to you, you need to start making a plan, right? You need to start making a plan. And I'm not saying that you got to get 26 steps for each letter. Plan A, plan B, plan C. No, it's not that. What it is step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, you know what I mean? And so on and so forth until you get to the final step, the top of the stairs. And you can, you know what I mean, have your prize or have your goal or whatever. But when I'm talking about what's the plan, I'm really asking you, what's your plan? Because where I'm at right now in my life, this is the 5th day I've gone without smoking. That's my plan. My plan is to not smoke so I can think clearer, so I can react better, so that I can be prepared for if there's a job opportunity coming my way. But even if there's not a job opportunity coming my way, I now have a plan. And I'm beginning to work this plan. And in the process of me working this plan, I'm beginning to see growth. I'm beginning to see increase. I'm beginning to see how I can finally make it. You know what I mean? I thought that, I had to do it like everybody else. But what I'm seeing is we all got to blaze our own trail, man. I'm ready to create my own path. I'm ready to make my own way. You know what I mean? And I realize that the more that I post on YouTube, Instagram, wherever, social media, I'm beginning to see more growth now. Because I'm starting to understand how YouTube works. I'm starting to understand how social media networking works. You know what I mean? I'm starting to understand these things. And because I'm starting to understand these things, I can take more steps to get to my goal. Top of the steps, right? I want you all to do the same. When you wake up in the morning, right, you should either know what you're doing or you should have an idea of what you're about to do. You know what I mean? Don't wake up and, what I'm gonna do today. You can't live like that, man. You can't. Not if you want to be somebody. Not if you want to make something of yourself. You gotta wake up in the morning and know exactly what you're gonna do for that day. I mean it. There's no other way. You have to be focused forward. You have to know exactly what you want to do and then take the steps to get there. That's really it. And if you don't have a plan, you're just going to let the wind and the world carry you any which way, anywhere the wind blows, that's where you going, because you don't have any direction. Like, see, what I know about your mind and your feet, right? Wherever your mind is, your feet gradually get there. Whatever you're thinking about. Let's say, for an example, you want something to drink. In your mind, you thinking, I got a taste for a Mountain Dew, right? You don't have no Mountain Dew in the house, so where you gotta go to go get the Mountain Dew? You gotta go to the store, or you gotta order it online. But if you thirsty now, you probably gonna take your ass to the store and go get that Mountain Dew. Am I right or am I right? You know what I mean? So your mind has an idea of where it wants to be or what it wants to do, and your feet begin to take steps to get there. That's how it works. When you make a plan and then you work your plan. You make that plan and then you have it like this. You say, all right, step 1, I gotta put my clothes on. Step 2, I gotta make sure I got my wallet and my keys, or make sure I got my wallet or whatever so I can go to the store. Step 3, you gotta find where that store is at. You might already know where it is because you live in a neighborhood and it's not that far away from you. Step 3, you gotta plot a course to the store. Step 4, you get into the store and then you have to locate the beverage, right? Once you locate the beverage, step 5, go up there and pay for it. Step 6, enjoy the Mountain Dew. That's how it works. That's the same thing with success in your life. Anything that you're trying to do, you gotta break it up into steps, because you can't do it all at once. You can't. It's not even possible for you to do all that in one action. There are steps you have to take to get there. Step 1, step 2, step 3. That's how it works. So when I get into the subject matter of asking you this question, what's the plan? I'm not expecting you to just have an outright answer, because when you're making a plan, you gotta sit down and think. You might even have to get a blueprint and draw some shit up. Like, it's that serious. That's what I'm talking. It's that serious. And until you take yourself and life that serious, you're gonna always keep getting what you've been getting. I mean, we're creatures of habit. We all have habits, and sometimes old habits die hard. You know what I mean? Me, I'm trying to put away my bad habits so I can, after all these years, finally start progressing towards something I really want to see in my life. And if I just keep doing the same exact things, I'm never going to make it. I'm never going to make it. And anybody who watches my channel, subscribe to my Instagram, subscribe to my YouTube, I want you to know that you can make it too. And if you watch my channel, you keep watching my channel, and you watch me win one day, you be like, yo, I know I could do it. I watched this man do it from a dirty ass storage room, right, to wherever I saw this man, I watched this man go from rags to riches. I watched this man go from nothing to something. That's what I'm trying to make this into. A real-time success story. A real-time, it don't matter how long it takes. I know that I'll get there if I don't quit. I just have to be consistent and keep working my plan every single day, no matter what. No rest, no breaks. We do it until we get there. I'm gonna be consistent. I'm doing what I'm doing. Now, I had a point in time where I had to take a step away from social media because it was starting to affect me the wrong way, because I was focused on things that had nothing to do with my goal and nothing I wanted to do with my life. I was getting involved in all types of memes and discussions online that served me no purpose. I just was indulging my time in other different communities just for the hell of it. But now I want to be serious with my time. I want to focus my time into getting closer to what I want to see in life, getting closer to my dreams, right? You'll never get closer to your dreams until you start walking to it. I know it sounds simple. But it is. You're never going to get to your dreams if you don't start walking towards them. Going to work every day, it may help you maintain and support your dream, but it's never going to help you get there. It's never going to help you get there, right? I don't know what it is that you want to do in life, but if I can help you any type of way, I'm going to tell you that you got to do more than what you're doing now. You got to do more than what you're doing now. You might not get a whole lot of time to focus on your dreams, your goals, your ambitions, but at least put a little bit of time in it. It don't matter. Maybe 1 hour every other day. Just put 1 hour in. 2 hours if you got the time. You know what I mean? Because it seems to me that we want to make it without having to do nothing. We want to make it without proving ourselves. We want to make it and say, yeah, I'm good, I'm great, and end up on a stage where everybody's booing and throwing tomatoes because you ain't what you didn't acquire the levels. Because Meek Mill had a song, "It's levels to this shit," and it is, but it's really steps that get you up to the top of the steps. That's the levels he talking about. When you watch that movie Rocky and he climbing up or down the steps with the boxing training montage, right? That's a lot of steps he went up. That's a lot of steps he went up. Think about how many steps it would take to climb Mount Everest. I know it's more difficult because you're scaling something that isn't, flat or whatever. But people have scaled that mountain. I don't know how high they got. But think if Mount Everest has steps. Think about how long it would take you just to get up to the top of the mountain, just through steps. That's a lot. That's a whole lot of steps, man. Might even be 1 million steps. I don't know. I'm not sure. And I'm sure the higher you go, the more nervous you're gonna get, because if you fall, that's it. It ain't no coming back from that. It's way too much of a fall for you to come back from that. So when you start climbing up that mountain, you start taking yourself up them steps, you like, you know what? I can't go back. I can't turn around because I might fall if I do. So I gotta keep going. I gotta keep rising. I gotta keep stepping on up, stepping on up, stepping on up. Right? Because what was the point of climbing this mountain if I'm not gonna get to the top? I want to get to the top so I can see the view. I know what it looked like at the top of the mountain, and I know what it looked like at the bottom of the mountain. I have climbed the mountaintop, and I have seen what God has to show us. Sometimes the mountains that we climb are metaphorical mountains. You know what I mean? It's just so much that you're gonna have to do. But once you get to the top, it's all downhill. It's all downhill. You don't have to climb anymore. It's a descent. Now you can gradually, slowly make your way back down to earth. You know what I mean? So before I close out the video, I want to ask you again, what's your plan? How do you want to go about getting closer to your dreams? Or maybe you gave up on your dreams and your plan is to just live a peaceful existence because you don't need your dreams to be happy. You know, some people give up on their dreams, and they let it go and they still live a decent life. But I'm sure it's always going to be in the back of your mind. I wonder what would have happened if I would have chased that. I wonder what would have happened if I would have actually achieved that. I wonder what would have happened if I didn't give up. I wonder what would have happened if I didn't give up. I don't want to be on my deathbed asking myself, why didn't I do it? I wonder what it would have looked like if I actually had, I don't want to ask myself that. I want to at least try to do it so I can say that at the end, well, it wasn't meant. I tried, I gave it everything I had, and I couldn't see it come to fruition. So I think it would be better to try and not achieve it than to never try at all. You know what I'm saying? For your peace of mind. So, Professor Hawk signing out. Hawk Sensei bids you adieu. I hope this video helps you. I hope this video sheds some light on the difficulty of getting out of your comfort zone and trying to get closer and closer to your dreams, because you're not going to get there by doing the same things every day. So, class is dismissed. I hope you enjoyed this video. Till next time, y'all. Take care.